Welcome to Guys At Brunch. I'm Sean Bradley.
And I'm Nicholas.
Today we'll be discussing raw sex and roulette parties.
Special guest Justin Smith, author, and Mr. Maryland's Leather 2010 will be joining us later. So let's brunch.
All right, so what I want to discuss with you today, Nicholas, is about raw sex. And if you get on the website, you see people nowadays are more apt to having raw sex. And especially in our community, we're so safe sex, and mindful of wearing condoms. But it's just like when you look at porn and stuff like that, they're all just having raw sex. So would you ever have raw sex, or have you had raw sex?
Would I have raw sex? Probably if I'm with a partner for a long time and there's trust there. Why not have raw sex if we get tested together? But as far as like websites on casual sex, I probably wouldn't be looking to have raw sex off of like a sex site. I don't visit sex sites anyway, but you know, as far as like the sites that you're speaking of, I'm guessing you're speaking of like Adam for Adam and the other sites like that. So not with a stranger, of course not. I wouldn't have raw sex, but I think most people would enjoy raw sex better than sex with a condom. But
so does it feel better than a condom?
Raw sex?
Yeah.
I would think it just make them move better, I think.
I'm asking from your experience, you know, have you ever had raw sex? Did it feel better with a condom?
I have in the past, yeah, I had raw sex. It's just better. It's just better move, better feeling, everything.
It feels better.
It feel like you're connecting with that person, so yeah. Would you ever have it?
I would have it with a long-term partner, and we were both tested. But would you would you still get tested more often if you were having raw sex versus if you know you were protecting yourself?
I think I would probably get tested once a year anyway.
You know, I get tested every 6 months, and my doctor, he's like, "Why do you want to have a HIV test?" I'm like, "Why is it a problem? Just give me the damn test."
Right, because they recommend you to do it once a year. I think that's when most doctors say do it, but I think some people put information out there to do it like twice a year, every 6 months, but I do it once a year.
Well, when I was in the Army, we did it. We had to do it at least once every 2 years. We had to do it or whatever. But what I didn't know was that people in the military that are HIV positive and they recommend you stay in. And I was like, wow. So if you were to have raw sex with somebody just because they're in the military, doesn't mean that
they negative.
Right. Doesn't mean that
because I heard that before, that if you're in the military, that they get tested, and if anyone come up positive, that they get kicked out the military. So I guess that's the myth.
So when you go to have raw sex, or when you would have raw sex, would there be a discussion, like an in-depth discussion you would have with your partner?
When I had it in the past? Have you ever had it?
Yeah, I've had it. It feels good.
No, I'm saying, like, would you discuss it? I mean...
Yeah, I would discuss it.
Okay, well, when I've had it in the past, I don't think it was, like, so much a conversation. It just actually happened. I was with my partner for, like, over a year, and we did it.
And you just did it? Did you discuss it afterwards?
No, not really, not much. Not much. I mean, I got tested afterwards and I was fine, so.
But what about beforehand?
Did I get tested beforehand?
Yes.
Well, this was my first sexual partner that I've ever had, so no, I had to get tested before.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on.
Right. To roulette parties. Some people post like ads up on like sites like I'm sure Adam for Adam, like when I used to visit those sites, they would have like a sex party. I think like you click on it, it's like tell you all the sex parties in your area.
Right.
So the roulette parties is like a party where HIV positive and HIV negative people participate, and it's no condom use. So, you go in there, if you're negative, you're having sex with, you don't know who or what their status is, and if you come out of it positive, I guess they don't really care, because that's like the whole thing of the roulette parties.
Well, that is in keeping with the whole raw sex thing, where people are having more parties and it's saying we're having bareback and stuff like that, which is completely creepy to me. But however, do what you do.
What is creepy to you?
When people put on there that they having like raw sex parties, it's just like, and
why
like you said,
because
okay, to me, that should be something that's done between you and your long-term or your life partner. It shouldn't be something that's done.
Well, that's something that you choose to do. I mean, if these people want to have raw sex, I think they should have it.
Like
Why not?
Just like a dirty toilet bowl of people, and just.
You said you've had raw sex in the past.
With one person, yeah, not with 50 people at a place.
Well, I don't know if they have sex with multiple people at this party. I don't know. I haven't participated in a roulette party.
What's your definition of a sex party? Or a roulette party. Basically, it's a sex party without condoms, right?
Yeah, but I think people who go to sex party, they hook up with someone they're attracted to. So if you're not, and I don't know if they continue to have sex. Are they allowed to use the showers? I don't know. I haven't been to a sex party, so I don't know.
What does a shower got to do with
Because
contracting?
after you have sex, I'm guessing you would want to shower before you have sex with the next person.
But that don't matter if they're up in you raw. What does a
I
shower?
would think so. I don't know. I don't do sex parties, so I don't really know like how it go down. Do you have sex with all these different guys at one time? I don't know.
So
But, I mean, raw sex don't creep me out. I prefer to watch bareback condoms, so it don't creep me out at all.
Watch bareback condoms.
I mean, I'm sorry, bareback porn. I'm sorry, condoms. No condoms. And I think that's in high demand. That's more. They sell more than condom porn. Yeah.
All right. So, but what's the deal about you not going on these particular sites like A for A and Men for Now?
Well, I'm dating
and
someone,
Black
so I
Gay
don't
Chat?
see the point of actually
Well,
going.
how long you been dating?
We've been dating for a while.
What's a
Before we-
while?
A long time.
What's a long time?
Because
Because your while and my long time is
years.
you've been dating for years.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't have to visit those sites, but I think if you visit those sites, it's a sex site. So I think most people go on looking for sex anyway. So.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back.
Every trip, every time.
California, here I
Buckle up so you and your friends get home safely.
I must scream into the world from the top of someplace very high.
Seatbelts save lives.
Okay.
Visit NHTSA.gov.
Low and slow. Best friend, what are you gonna do?
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
That is spectacular advice.
Welcome back to the Guys at Brunch. Now joining us is author Justin Terry Smith. Wrote a book. Your book is about children dealing with HIV.
Yes, it is.
And we just wanted to have you on so you can tell us about your book, but also tell us about your experience and finding out that you was an HIV positive man. So when you, just tell us how you first found out and.
Oh, back in 2005, I got sick, and I didn't understand why. I actually woke up and started throwing up for some reason, and I had satin sheets in my bed, so I was sweating out my sheets, and I didn't understand why I was sweating from having satin sheets on. And so I woke up, got propped up into my bed, and as soon as I propped up is when I threw up. Mm-hmm. And I didn't understand why, because I didn't feel sick. It's just that I threw up, and then I started throwing up more. And about my fifth throw up, I called my best friend Brian, and I said, hey, can you meet me at this clinic in DC? And that's when I found out. I went to the clinic, and they had an OraSure test, which was like a 20-minute oral test.
Right.
And that's when I found out that I was HIV positive.
So when they gave you the oral test, they can tell you?
Yeah.
They don't
20
have to do a
minutes.
blood test
No,
before?
It's
they
really
don't.
quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I knew about the oral test, but I didn't know that they can tell you if you come up positive on an oral swab.
Yes, but then also they on top, if they're a proficient clinic, they'll send they'll send you to get blood results again to make sure that the OraSure test isn't a false positive.
Okay.
So what they'll do is they'll send you to another clinic and say, here, take a blood test.
Right.
And so therefore we'll make sure that the first test isn't a false positive.
So when you first found out, what was the first thought that shot through your head?
Oh my gosh. I think the first thought that went through my head was I wasn't able to have children biologically, because that was always my thing. I've always wanted to have my own children, always. And so when I found out, I literally, I'm getting a little teary right now. I broke down and cried. And then my second thought was that my parents are going to be so disappointed in me. How could I let this happen? My father was the first person who gave me my first condom to teach me responsibility. Mm-hmm. And then my third thought was that I'm going to die and die early. And so that was my thought process.
So how did your family take the news when they found out you were HIV positive?
Unfortunately, from my mother's side of the family, I wasn't able to tell them. Somebody told them for me. Mm. Yeah, which wasn't a great thing, but I told somebody who was a part of my family now. I told her, and she went and told her mother, and then who told my mother.
Okay.
And so when I got a phone call one day with people crying in the background, I didn't understand what was like. I was, obviously it was my mom's number. I had caller ID, and I said, "What's going on? What's wrong? What's wrong?" And then my brother got on the phone and he said, "Do you have AIDS? We heard you have AIDS.
Wow.
Do you have AIDS?" And technically, I don't. So I said, "No, I don't have AIDS." And so I thought I was in the clear. And then he said, "Oh, he's like, Justin, don't mess with me, man. Don't mess with me. We heard you had AIDS. I'm just making sure. Everybody's crying over here. Don't mess with me. I'm serious, man." And I'm like, "No, I don't have AIDS." He's like, "Okay, because we heard you have HIV. Wait, do you have HIV?" And I said, oh, "Damn it." I said, "Yes, I have HIV."
Okay.
Was that after you came to deal with it, or was that soon
That was
after you
after.
found out?
Well, I mean, I had always been okay with dealing with people that had HIV since I was 19 years old. I dated somebody who had HIV when I was 19 years old, and I was okay with it. So I'd always been around people that had HIV, so I was always comfortable with it. When I found out that I was HIV positive, I was comfortable with it. I was okay with it at first at the surface.
Right.
Internally, I was not.
Right. When you first found out, was you thinking like, where did I get it from, or did you have an idea like who you might have interacted with who was HIV positive that made you positive?
At the time when I was diagnosed, I knew that I had led a unhealthy lifestyle as far as going out so much and drinking and doing a lot of partying and stuff like that.
Will some of these include kind of like these, not say roulette parties, but more on the safer side of the sex party side of it with the condoms and stuff,
No,
Or
no,
were you just letting
actually,
it fly?
I mean, if I attended a sex party, it was probably just to stand around and not really do anything.
The spectator.
Yeah, basically the spectator of the party. But I mean, I had gone through a bad breakup, and it really hurt me. It hurt my self-esteem a lot. I really loved him, and we're friends to this day. We're good, and but it did hurt my self-esteem to the point where when I found out I was HIV positive, I wasn't completely honest with it. But I think within a couple months, I was like, okay, I'm HIV positive, and I can't close people off to that. I have to make sure that they know that before they go to bed with me.
So what was your feeling towards the person that you contracted HIV from? Like, did you hate them, or how did you handle that situation?
I didn't. Hate to me is a waste of time. It's a waste of time to hate someone. They actually didn't know that they were positive when I slept with them. So when I took them to the clinic, they were the ones crying their eyes out to me. I still talk to them. They live in Virginia, and they're doing okay. But to me, you cannot hate the person that has this disease. You can hate the disease.
Right.
You can't hate the person.
Hold that thought. We're gonna take a break and we'll be right back.
What did you?
Hey, Sarah.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
Been doing like I taught you. Love the new tattoo, Sarah.
Dude, that's Sarah. The girl in the pink shirt. That's the girl I was telling you about.
Theater 2 on your left. Hey, Sarah. What color underwear today?
Hey, Sarah. So when are you gonna post something new?
Anything you post online, anyone can see. So think before you post.
All right, so Justin, the person that you contracted this virus from, whatever. So, do you hate them, or did you hate them, or what kind of feelings did you have towards them when you found out that you are HIV positive?
I actually was not worried about the person that infected me. I was more worried about myself. So my energy wasn't spent worrying about them or hating them. Hate is a waste of time to me. Hate the virus and not the person. I was more worried about taking care of myself than trying to find out who infected me, or what I could do to get back at them, or anything else like that, like revenge. And especially in my religion, I don't believe in that. at all.
So were you just like, was there one where you were just pissed? I mean, not even at him, but just at yourself, or?
I was more mad at myself, yeah. I was more pissed at myself. I honestly said to myself, like, how could you let this happen? You worked at an HIV and AIDS nonprofit before you were even positive. You have kind of prided yourself at, you know, giving out condoms and, you know, and saying, please have unprotected sex, you know, and in doing that, you kind of like, I felt like a hypocrite, you know, I felt like an asshole, you know. I honestly, I just felt bad that I couldn't control myself at one moment.
Now, when you they have a thing where they can tell you how long you've had the virus. So how long did you have it before you found out you were positive?
I actually have not taken that test before.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I actually have not invested time in finding out where I could take that test. But as far as I know, 2005 is when I was infected with the HIV virus. And I'm pretty much, I think that as far as my doctors are concerned, I do put a lot of stock in them and I do trust them. And I also know that I think that 2005 is when I was infected with the HIV virus. Because I had been tested on the regular and I knew I knew my status all the time.
Now, in 2005, when you found out that you were infected, did you go back to like all of your partners that you had during 2005? I'm not saying you had a lot, in case you may have had a lot.
Just saying that I don't think there's enough room on this table for the paperwork of my partners. So therefore, sorry. I don't think I went over all those partners. I'm saying, let's be honest here. I am a, horny gay man who lives in DC. I honestly,
But horny gay men that live in DC can have sex with one person that is
just
as horny as they are.
If you're able to find that one person that is equal to you in your sexual needs.
But obviously, you don't have to be a slut about it.
No,
I mean,
you
I'm not saying
don't.
you're a slut or anything, but you don't have to be, you know what I'm saying?
No, you don't.
Because we all like sex, whether you're straight, gay, or whatever,
But I like a variety.
Oh, all right.
I'm just saying,
you haven't met the one man that can satisfy you.
I did not meet the one man that could satisfy me.
But you have now.
Until.
Well, you have an open relationship, right?
Yes, I do. But we would probably not call it open. We'd probably call it polyamorous. Willing to take on more partners rather than just flings.
So it's like instead of 2 people in a relationship, it's like it could be like 5 of y'all in a relationship.
That's a lot.
It could be, right?
It could be.
That's
Yeah,
the gist
you're right.
of it.
So what I like to describe it as is polygamy without the marriage.
Okay. But so do you have to like clear it with him to say, hey, I'm going out on a date with Eric,
I would never call it a date.
What would you call it?
I would call it a play date.
Because when you meet up with the other guys,
so what kind of play y'all doing?
Well, the thing is, when I say a play date, maybe dinner's involved, but other than that, the real initiative, the real finishing goal is.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, with my husband, he and I have an understanding to where we're going to keep each other safe.
Okay.
And where we are always keeping it safe, sane, and consensual.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back.
Look, I had a rough day at work. I don't need you hassling me about my smoking.
Hey, I just smoke when I'm out with my friends.
Yeah, cigarettes are expensive, but I work, I pay my bills, I can afford it.
You gotta die something. Might as well be cancer.
What are you passing along to your kids? Quit for yourself, for your family, for your legacy. For free help, call or go online.
Just a little cough. Nothing to worry about.
Welcome back. If you're just now joining us, we're sitting here with Justin, who happens to also be Mr. Maryland Leather 2010. Did I get that correct? Okay,
yes.
Right. All right. So we talked about you being an author and how you're living with HIV and everything, but there's another aspect of your life, and that is that you were Mr. Leather from Maryland, 2010, and you have on your leather, and have some accoutrements for us here.
Yes, I
so
do.
can you explain the whole leather fact? Because I rarely see African American men in leather, and the times I do see them in leather, it's kind of on the extreme side. So can you kind of explain that world?
Sure. A lot of, at first, I guess what you would consider old guard as far as the first kind of coming out of leather, World War I veterans actually coming to the United States and wanting a world that was just all about them. And so it's very exclusive. So there weren't any females, there weren't any minorities at all. It was strictly almost a white male world, a white gay male world. And so therefore, recently, well, probably more than recently, like in the 60s and 50s, there were more blacks and more minorities and more women to actually come into this lifestyle and actually understand it, because they also came from being veterans, and so they didn't understand why they were not being included on it, and so therefore they made themselves apparent, and they made themselves known.
Okay.
And said, here I am, this is what I like, and if you don't like it, kiss my ass. So therefore, we made ourselves, made other people aware of us, and to say that, we're here too, and we like the same things you like, so there's no issue. I don't understand what the problem is.
Now with the leather world, some people don't really take baths or don't wear deodorant. I mean, explain to me, because I've heard like they like the smell of body odor.
Yes.
And so, so are some people more funkier than others? Or, I mean, what's really going on? Because if a guy comes to me in leather, and I'm looking at him like, okay, do you take baths? I mean...
It's not about not taking baths or showers. It's about the man smell that you have. Like, as far as, okay, like, so you're wearing a suit right now, right?
Right.
So therefore, I can expect a little bit more of a man musk from you than him, because you have a suit on, you have all these layers on.
Right.
So therefore, I would be probably more attracted to you because I knew you'd be smelling.
Underneath all these layers.
Yes.
Oh.
But what if he has deodorant and cologne mingled into
See,
that?
that's a little different, because...
But that's what he would have on,
yeah,
though. I mean, he's not a leather guy.
Right, but the thing is, you never know until you explore it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, so you got some props here for us.
Yes, I do.
So,
yes, this is called a flogger.
Okay.
It can come in different shapes, different sizes. I have one that's probably this long off the desk. It's probably around 24 inches. But,
so what's the difference between a flogger and a whip?
A whip is, usually when you talk about a whip, it's single-tailed.
Okay.
A flogger can have as many tails as it wants. There's a cat of nine tails, which really, really is harsh. But in the olden days, they used to use this for cleansing. Like, they used to use it and put it on their backs and cleanse them of all the things. But the thing is,
about spirits or something.
Yeah, and for this, well, I guess, yeah. But for this right now, it can also be used as a pleasure tool.
because you ain't cleaning nothing when you're using it in your leather.
No, not really. But, the thing is, you could use this on a sub and as hard or as soft as you want to. This is called a strap. This is my favorite tool.
Now, is it your favorite to be used on someone or be used on you?
Both.
All right.
As you can see, okay, let me just explain something. On the left side, anything that you put on the left side in the leather community means top. Anything that you put on the right side means bottom.
Okay.
Or submissive.
Right, okay.
So when you have them on both?
That means that you're a switch and you like both.
Okay.
So you're just greedy?
Yes. Okay. And in the leather community, that is perfectly fine. We are okay with that.
So how do they know when you're wanting to be a bottom then if you got both of them on your arm?
It depends on who comes up to you. Like if he came up to me and said, I want to do something with you and I want you to be my sub, I might look at him and say, no. I like him. I want him to be my dom. And I want you to be my sub. And that might work well.
Well, not if I don't have one on the sub arm, right?
Right.
Okay.
But he would know that just by seeing him.
Okay. Exactly.
Okay, so what else do you have?
Well, this is a strap and it's...
I like the sound it makes.
Yeah. Really nice and really easy, especially on the butt. This is more of a thud sound. It's a paddle. It's just a regular paddle.
Elementary days. Okay.
Yeah, just a regular paddle. And this is a rubber paddle. This is only, to me, if I'm going to use this on somebody, it's only for advanced users.
And what they like they like pain?
It's really harsh. I've actually made somebody bleed with this.
Oh, wow.
And of course, it's all fine because that's what they wanted. It's all about consensual. I would never do anything to anybody that hasn't been done to me. All these tools that you see on the table have been used on me.
Oh, all right.
So I would never do anything that has not been used on me.
Do you, when you are using these, do you use it with all races?
Excuse me?
Do you use it with all races? Like if it's getting used on you, like would you, is it a black man using it on you or a white guy? Like,
are you opportunistic? Do you care?
You know what? I'm an equal opportunity employer.
Okay.
So honestly, if you're gonna use it on me and you're white, Hispanic, Asian, I'm okay with it. Black, it doesn't matter to me.
Right.
If I'm using it on you, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter
And more
to me.
people in the leather community are, from what I see, tend to be more open-minded about it because it was, like you said, started by an all-white male group. So I mean, you kind of have to be open-minded that there's gonna be a white guy in there knocking
that
the hell
might
out
be
of you.
looking at you and wanting to do that, but you don't necessarily have to have that done to you by him.
Right.
So there's so many it's so misconstrued. There are so many black men that do not want to have anything to do with this community is because of that. Oh my God, I'm not gonna have a white man hitting on me. I'm not gonna have a white man doing this to me. Fine. Then get a black man doing that to you. Get a Hispanic man doing that to you. Get
some
an
of them
Asian
might
man
not just want a part of it because they just may not be into it.
Oh, that's fine.
But that's different. But he's
But the
saying
thing is,
about
I'm
a
saying if
white
they're
guy.
really into it, but the only thing that's holding them back is that fact that they're thinking that a white man is going to do this to them, then that's bullshit.
Right. So what do the colors of the bandanas up here mean?
All right. These are my bandanas, and some of them are my husband's. Stole some from them from home.
Okay.
So the black one is really heavy S&M.
So you
like
want to bleed.
all these things, like yeah.
So that's a bleeder. Okay.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean a bleeder, but it means that it probably means somebody that wouldn't mind it.
Okay.
Or that it might be close to it.
Okay.
The red is one of my favorites. It's fisting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right now.
Okay.
Again.
Yes.
Receiving or doing? Giving.
For me?
Yes.
Personally, both.
All right. Okay.
But the thing is, for me, it's more probably giving.
Okay.
I just can't do all that.
Okay.
It's not gonna work for me. But this is called golden showers.
I got you.
Yeah.
So.
You know what that means?
That's probably the most popular one.
Actually, it is probably the most. How did you know?
Because everyone knows what a golden shower is.
Well, that's not.
I like how you're wearing yellow.
Oh.
I wouldn't consider it to be the most popular just because somebody like getting
I'm
pissed
saying
out.
outside of the leather world,
Right.
everyone knows what a
It's
golden
more
shower is.
pinky than leather, and there's a difference.
Okay.
So this is pink, and it's about toys.
Okay.
You know, about like using toys on other people or getting toys used on you, like vibrators and dildos and stuff like that.
Okay.
This is one of my favorites, fuchsia.
Okay.
It's a pretty color. Okay, what does it stand for?
It stands for spanking.
Okay.
It's you know, if you put it in the left pocket, it means you're looking to spank someone.
Okay.
If you put it in the right pocket, it means that you're looking to get spanked.
Okay.
Out of all these colors, that's what that means. Okay, so any color that you put in the left-hand pocket, usually you're looking to top.
Okay.
On the right, you're usually looking to bottom.
Okay.
Or submissive.
Right.
And this is blue. You're wanting to be the fucker if it's in the left, or the fucky if it's in the right.
Oh, okay, I got you. So how does your husband, because he's in the leather industry as well too, right? So do y'all play together sometimes, or
Yes.
do you all the time, or just sometimes?
Sometimes.
Okay. So sometimes he'll say, okay, well, baby, I'm not coming home tonight because I'm gonna be
Like today,
playing.
he's actually at Lincoln University teaching school.
So you'll find something to keep yourself occupied.
Maybe.
Oh, cool.
Okay. All
I
right.
like that. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have today for you. Once again, I'm Nicholas.
I'm Sean Bradley. thank you, Justin, for joining us,
You're
and
welcome.
sharing your story with us. To find out more about Justin and his story and his lifestyle, please check us out at www.guysatbrunch.com. Again, I'm Sean Bradley.
And I'm Nicholas.
Till next time.